Go ahead and start recording. Well, I want to welcome Karen and Karen to week number 5 Zoom. We just completed 4 weeks and we just have week 5 and week 6 to go. And we hope some others will join us. But tonight, first off, I just want to celebrate Karen Clemens. She has already met her 6% goal this past week, as well as met her points goal. So she's got 2 whole weeks to push it down the road. So Karen is just on the computer, so she's going to be keyboarding. And Karen, we also have Karen Piper on the line, who's doing well with her challenge. And Karen, since you are such a gold star on the forehead type of challenger, you got 3 gold stars as far as I'm concerned. I can hear something. Is that Karen trying to talk, or is that feedback on me? But anyway, Karen, can you keyboard a little bit and tell us a little bit about what you're learning, or just tell us about how you were able to lose your 6% already. I mean, that is awesome. So we're going to be quiet a few minutes to let Karen keyboard that or cut and paste. Let me see if I can. Are you there, Karen? Here we go.
I see it. I can read it.
Okay, you want to? You could read it if you like.
No, I was just saying. I didn't mean I could read it out. Never mind.
Okay, I tell you what. I'll read it out loud.
Read it. That way, it's on your recording.
Yes, it's recording. I'll go ahead and read it out loud, and then Karen Piper, you can share a little bit. But Karen Clemens, who has already lost her 6% early bird style by week 4, and also has completed her points. I asked her how was it she did so well, and she said, I really refocused and watched her carb intake. I also know that she participated in charity walk. She says she pushed herself to exercise even when she didn't want to do it. So there you go. Doing your healthy habits whether your feelings match it or not. Good going, Karen. And again, like I was saying, last weekend she did the chalk walk. I don't know, was that 5K that you did with Children's Hospital of Orange County charity walk that was held at Disney?
She said yes.
Okay, so Karen did a 5K. Here comes somebody else. Let's see. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Stephen and Carol Ann. Good to see you. Hi. We were just, I can't hear you. I don't think I have you muted. Say a little something, Stephen.
Karen Clemens just said we walked a total of 10.18 miles by the end of the day.
Wow.
It was a 5K walk. I remember reading that, right, Karen? You had to park far away. You had to walk in. Oh. Then you did the 5K. Then you walked around to different or whatever. That's amazing. You did a great job.
That is super. Well, Carol and Stephen, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Yes. Now I can hear you. Well, just to let you know what we were chatting about, Karen Clemens, who lives in Anaheim, she actually made her 6% earlier this week, as well as her points. Isn't that awesome? And see, we are just completing our 4th week. Yesterday was 4 weeks. Now we're starting our 5th and 6th weeks. And so I was asking Karen, how was it she lost so much weight so early? And she's keyboarding to us because she doesn't have a phone. She said, let's see, she said, I just really refocused and watched my carb intake. I pushed myself to exercise even when I didn't feel like it. And then she did the chalk walk. That's the Children's Hospital of Orange County charity walk last Saturday, which is a 5K. But by the time they got back to their car and did other walking, She had walked 10.81 miles. Woo! And I read that Karen has already registered for a future 5K with her daughter. And I responded on the wall. I said, whoa, I hadn't thought about scheduling a 5K for myself. I mean, you know, I hike and I walk and I do charity bike rides, but I've never walked a 5K, you know, in an organized fashion. So, hey, that's a neat strategy to carry on even beyond the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So anyway, Carol Ann, how are you doing? And is your progress on target?
Well, I came in and I'm just maintaining my weight.
Mm-hmm.
And but I'm afraid I'm really lucky because I went out and did some Chinese food before I actually weighed in, so I was a little higher than I normally am. So
Oh yeah, all the MSG, you know.
I don't think there was a lot of that in it, but just, you know, the saltier food. So
Right.
I'm in about 3 pounds higher than I am normally. So I'm usually about 140 and I weigh 103 something. So, but I feel really good. I like the challenge, being accountable, I like checking in with people. I was balking at this, you know, it took me a while to be convinced to get in.
Uh-huh.
But now
And
I can see how
so you got a late start, but did you select the 1% challenge where you chose not to gain any more than 1% but could lose some weight since you started so late?
Yeah. Well, I've been at my goal weight now for over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I am encouraged by this because I wasn't doing much of exercise. Now I'm intentional. That whole word intentional.
Yes. We've got some.
I walked into work and I walked out of work, which is about 30 minutes altogether every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, nice healthy walk. But now, I mean, I was doing the stairs, but I had gotten out of it. Now I'm intentionally walking up the four flights of stairs every morning and every afternoon. And then I'm also making intentional things. Anytime I'm not taking the stairs, I'm not taking the elevator at all. So I'm now climbing stairs and going downstairs, which is just as important, going up and down.
Yes.
It's made a difference. Now, when I first started going back up the stairs, I huffed and puffed. Now I just breeze right up.
Wow, great.
I'm actually now racing the active duty people.
So for the rest of you, Carol Ann works at a naval hospital. Now, do you work at Balboa Naval Hospital?
I work at Balboa, yeah, downtown.
Okay, and that's right at Balboa Park, if you've ever been to San Diego. It's a beautiful area. So, wow, that's really cool.
I had this great opportunity to like be right close to this great park.
Mm-hmm.
And I get in at like 6:30 in the morning, sometimes even 5:30 in the morning. It's dark.
Yeah.
Walk then because it's not safe to walk in the park at that time. And now I'm getting out and I'm rushing off, always rushing out of work to get somewhere and to do something, to meet somebody, to sign up somebody, to talk to the program. And it's like, it's awesome, but I'm not getting in my exercise like I want to. Like I should be able to like at the afternoon just go walk around the park.
But it sounds like you have a great energy level. So that's. Hey, there's Jerry Oglesby. Hi, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Jerry is in Beaumont, Texas, and I think he signed in as late to the party. That's Jerry and his humor. But anyway, Jerry, we're glad you joined us. We were just saying that we're finishing up week 4, embarking on week 5, and we were just celebrating with Karen Clemens, who has already lost her 6%. And made her, her points total. And I was asking various ones, how are you doing? So, Jerry, give us a progress report. Are you on target for your personal challenge?
No, I'm a little behind, but that's to be expected at this point. I'm working on it, though.
Okay, well, we're only 2/3 the way through. You know, we still have 2 weeks. So would you say
I'm gonna-
are you 2/3
Yeah.
of your goal?
Yeah, I'm going to make it. It's just that I have got to get more intense.
More intentional?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I'm not sure. We have 2 other people here. Is MJ and Alan on, or?
Hello.
Hi, I see Jerry. Oh, Jerry, are you on your phone and your computer? Is that where I see another?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay, because
I was testing the waters with late to the meeting.
yeah, I
Late to
saw,
the-
and there's someone that's listed as owner. So I don't know if that's you, and if you're late to the party and you're the owner. No,
No.
all this technology, he's confusing me here. But anyway, so I have been asking people, Karen Piper. Now you're doing very well, and you're on. Wanted to ask you how your progress is, but I think I want to ask another question about now. You know, I'm not looking at the clock, but I'm wanting to hear from each of you. What are you learning right now that you will carry beyond to the beyond the challenge? You know, what are you learning right now that's you know, that's going to last beyond this 6 weeks? So, Karen Piper, do you want to start?
Sure. Well, today, I guess, can you hear me?
I think I'm going to mute everybody.
Okay. But you can hear me, right? Thumbs up? Okay. So, you know, in one of Dr. A's reading minutes recently, he talked about how there are good choices and there are bad choices as far as the content of fat versus carbohydrates, the balancing of the carbohydrate, the fat, and the sugars, and the, you know, everything that you're eating, the proteins. And I really learned a very valuable lesson about that, because I'm well within my calorie range for the day. Only one time during this entire time of the challenge have I gone over my calorie limit for the day. And that was by 112 calories. So it wasn't like a huge mess up. But what happened is, today at lunch, I had planned to eat lunch with a friend. And actually a client. I was at her office with her. And we talked about what we were going to have. And I intentionally chose to have a cheeseburger. It's the first time since July that I've even eaten any kind of red meat at all. I only ate one part of the bread. I didn't eat the other part. And this evening, my intentional infliction of that diet on myself for today, I am having side effects. I am swollen. I am retaining a huge amount of fluid. My legs and my feet are achy and puffy. And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, was it really worth that choice? And the answer for me is no, it was not worth it. You know, I've done everything else for the day. I've drank plenty of water. I walked a mile after we ate lunch. She and I went out for a walk, and we walked a mile. And I'll be walking again tonight after the Zoom. And so as far as burning off calories and doing, you know, I'm there. I'm doing good. But I never will make that intentional choice again. Taught me a good lesson. Unmute yourself.
Okay, Jerry, what are you learning now in the challenge that's going to propel you forward beyond the challenge?
Okay. Part of what I'm learning is that I have to trust me more to make the proper decisions and learn just to say no when I've had enough
Okay.
of the, I mean, portion control.
Okay.
We go to these restaurants, when you're out and about and you're going to a doctor's office or something like that, and they pile it on.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you got to just simply look at it and decide right up front, half of this is going home with me for tomorrow,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so you have to make those decisions up front. Yeah, it's a little harder to stick in the refrigerator in the van. I've got a little refrigerator. I shove it in there, and it helps. Yeah, but it heats and cools, so you can go either way with that thing. But we take that home, put it in the fridge, and then just sit there and enjoy it the next day.
Okay.
But Michelle's got the dialysis 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
She also has her doctors that she's going to, which, by the way, we're going to see Dr. Harris tomorrow in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so hopefully we'll get some good news there, because, see, she's had 2 bouts with bladder cancer. And so we're hoping for a clean bill there.
Oh,
and,
wow.
of course, in rejoicing, what we do is we go somewhere and we eat at the geriatric hour, when nobody else is.
Celebrate with food, right?
Well, you celebrate like that, but then what you do is you go to the right place. Like Applebee's has the steak, the broccoli is fantastic. So you want to stick with your lean and green? There it is.
There you go. Good for you. How about you, Carol Ann? Are you learning? Tell us something that you're learning that's going to carry you forth beyond this challenge. And then in the meantime, have Karen Clemens type something on the chat that she's learning. Go ahead, Carol Ann.
Unmute her. You have it muted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Am I good? Am I on?
There. Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm learning that just be intentional always. Like I went today after lunch, I said, okay, I'm on maintenance. I can have a little bit of dark chocolate or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I went down to the neck, down in the galley, down there, down in the Navy. And I got down there and they didn't have just a nice little, tiny little piece of dark chocolate. So I had to like look at all the bags and all the ingredients, all the things and everything. And when I saw, oh my gosh, this thing has 27 grams of sugar in it. Oh, it was like a real turnoff, just even reading the label.
Wow.
That was very helpful because my craving or my thinking or my body is telling me I wanted dark chocolate, but then when I read the label, it said 27 grams of sugar. No way. So the label really helped me avoid a really bad carb mistake.
Yeah.
Yay!
Woohoo.
So I ended up getting a trail mix that had only 1 gram of sugar per serving and ended up having some nuts and, things like that, which kind of, made me have that kind of dessert kind of feel, it just gave me a little something after lunch.
And it probably was more satisfying.
Yeah, and it made me feel better. But boy, seeing that label, just like, I ain't going there. No more. I'm not going to do that. So.
Okay. So Karen Clemens, would you keyboard something? Oh, here she goes. Okay, let me move this thing here. She has said, I can push beyond what I thought I could. Also, to keep up with my water intake. She's learning to stay focused and meet the goals that she sets, even when she has a setback. Boy, is that important when you have a setback to still get back on track. She said a setback became the chance to work harder on my exercise. So these are very important lessons to carry forward. Great. Okay. Do you have a comment, Jerry?
No, I was just listening and paying attention. But the hand-to-mouth disease, you know, the Coke and what have you, or the treats, and sitting around the speak of that, there we go. Thank you. But if you keep it loaded, you get that the habit. You know, you can continue your lifting habit, holding something in your hand, and if it's water and you got flavored water, I keep looking at my phone here. I got one of these smartphones, and it seems like that everybody wants to call me between 7 and 8 or 8 and 9. It's just, I don't know. But anyhow, yeah, I keep, let's see if I can hold this thing up here. It says Coke, but it isn't. It teases my mind into thinking that it's a Coke, but what it is it's tea. It's dark tea.
Oh, I see. You're playing games with yourself in a sense. You're making a healthier choice. You're putting dark tea in your old Coke bottle, and then you can drink it. So good for you.
Right.
Good for you.
It's a mind game thing.
It is.
Okay.
But that's a good idea. I mean, because we can fool our minds all the time in a lot of different ways, you know? So I think that's a really good strategy.
And actually substituting is a really good strategy.
It is.
I noticed that Karen just said, I also made new rules for myself. I found ways to reward myself, and it gave me something to look forward to. Now, Karen, can you specify some of the ways you rewarded yourself, you know?
And what your new rules are.
Yeah, what are some of your new rules, Karen Clemens? And perhaps the rewards are non-food rewards, you know, like it may be a manicure or something like that. I'm curious what she's going to say. So let's see. Carolyn, do you have something to share, perhaps, about the challenge?
About how to reward yourself differently?
Well, that could be. I mean,
yeah, I have to show, I don't know if I can, you probably can't see it, but I rewarded myself by doing really good and by getting on the challenge, by going and getting a pedicure. And I had Halloween fall design on my toes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
White flowers on them, and they kind of look like a little Halloween, but I'll go into Thanksgiving with them. So that's a little thing to kind of like do something else and sit in a chair, pamper myself, take care of myself, which I never do because I'm a nurse. I'm always taking care of everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a little way that I could take care of my feet, which they really needed. They needed care, and a little fun as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you know, in this group we have 2 nurses and 2 CPAs. Now, Karen Clemens is a nurse, and Karen Piper that you see there is a CPA, as well as Kim, who's in Chicago visiting. Her son is graduating from the Great Lakes Naval Station tomorrow.
Wow.
Camp, yes. So from the Navy. So anyway, I had a fleeting thought what I was going to ask you guys. Well, I guess I wanted to ask you, I did hear that there's plans for another challenge in January. So based on the kind of success you had in this challenge, would you either recommend this to a friend or would you do it again? Now Karen Piper and I have already talked. She's going to have a very busy tax season, so she's not sure that she could do this. But Karen, is this something Karen Piper, is this something you would recommend to a friend?
Oh, absolutely. And you know, if I can swing it, if I feel like I can swing it, I would most certainly sign up again in January myself and try to get my twin sister involved.
Yes.
You know, Sharon, she's an identical twin. She looks just like me. You know, she is struggling. We both have MS, but hers is more advanced than mine. Okay. And so I know that she would really benefit from doing this.
Yes.
So I'm really going to try even harder than you know. I'm not going to take any more of her excuses. I'm just going to tell her she's going to do it.
Just going to drag her along. Okay.
Yes.
How about you, Jerry? Is this looking forward to January? Is this something you would do again, and is it something you would invite a friend?
Yeah, I would probably do it again. It seems like every time around, every year about October, November, I start putting on weight, and my beard gets longer. I don't know. It's something, you know. And so after Christmas is over, you want to go through the ritual of losing weight and more in a more intense fashion, because you know there's it'll be cold weather and you'll be stuck inside the house. Easier to yeah, put me down.
Well, be thinking who you'll invite. You know, some friends.
Okay.
And, you know, it doesn't have to be friends in Beaumont. It could be friends that live anywhere in the United States. And that's
I'm thinking about a guy in Belton. He's used to live in Vidor, and he's moved out there. And I'm kind of one of his contacts back to the old forest.
Okay. Well, see, this is so cool having the Zoom. You know, I've got people on the West Coast, the East Coast, and Central Time. In fact, Pat's not here. I'm missing her. She's lives in a suburb of Chicago, and then Kim is visiting Chicago. So it's kind of a small group tonight. MJ and Alan have been traveling to Hawaii, and they are back as far as I understand. Have you heard from MJ and Alan today yet, Carol Ann?
No, I just saw that they did put a post on the team wall, but I didn't hear it yet. So hopefully I'll see them Sunday.
Okay.
Can I share with everybody what you and I have been doing with Kim Rice?
Yes, go for it.
So Kim posted a couple of times that she was struggling with getting exercise and being motivated. Her main thing was that she just felt unmotivated. And so I contacted her through the wall, and then Pam helped me follow up with her. We invited her, even though she lives several hundreds miles away from us.
In Maryland.
And Pam and I live very close together here in Quitman, Texas. So what we did was I invited her to join us on our evening walks. We could Skype, or we can put her on speakerphone with us, and it motivates her. She's a single lady living by herself, and it motivates her to get up off the couch and go with us, and we can, talk about whatever, and in a way it's even kind of more safe because she is walking after dark by herself. But by having us all on our cell phones together, if something were to happen, which probably won't, we're praying all the time. So at least there would be that contact with her. And it's really worked out well. We've really been enjoying it to chat and walk as we go. I've really gotten a great bit of motivation from it. And so y'all should invite your friends to try doing that with you, Yes,
and what was so awesome was Karen reached out to Kim, and I guess we walked twice, and then Kim, contacted us and said, hey, you ready to walk? So, it's a reciprocal thing. I'm getting a 10-minute warning, and I want to read what Karen Clemens said about different ways how to reward herself. She said, I made new rules for myself. I found ways to reward myself. It gave me something to look forward to. I couldn't have my tea until I had all my water, and I could only have it during the time I watched TV. I only watched TV about an hour a day, so it was a rest of the time for me. Oh, it was a rest time for her. Okay. So, different things motivate different people, Great. Okay. So, well, I guess we should wrap it up pretty soon, but I want to encourage each of you to really finish strong. What you got there, Jerry?
No salt.
Okay. It's something you're enjoying using?
That's what I use instead of hitting the real salt.
Okay.
It's got potassium, and it keeps you from retaining water and gives you potassium, something that you need. And it's I don't know. Maybe you can see this on your store shelf somewhere. Let me.
Cool.
I'm having trouble. There we go.
Who makes it? Is it McCormick's or?
No, I don't see that.
Okay.
Let's see here on the back.
For the tip.
Oh, well,
French's.
you know what?
It's French's.
What's that, Carol Ann?
I think that's a nice suggestion that Jerry's bringing up. But I just wanted to say something about you. I haven't seen you since August, or when we did our thing here in Anaheim.
July.
And honey, you look fantastic.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You have your face and your smile, you're radiant. I can see you've lost more weight since I've seen you last. And
Well, thank you.
I want to tell you, you look great, girl.
Well, thank you. I feel great, you know, and being on the 5-in-1 program really gives me a lot of energy, and I'm really thankful. Last week, I lost 5.4 pounds. I thought I'd only lost 4.4, but I had made notes early in the morning and then weighed again. But and that was a huge comeback after a 2-pound gain, you know what I mean? So I'm on target. I've got 12 days to lose my 3.6 to be able to weigh out as a winner. And thanks, Carol Ann. I appreciate it. I am feeling good. And I was thrilled to see all of you in Anaheim. Do you have a closing comment, Jerry?
I was just going to say that no salt is made by French's.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's going through.
Okay. Karen Clemens has a comment. She said, I would recommend it to a friend for sure. I already have. And I'm determined to meet my goal weight by my daughter's graduation in April. I have my list started. Now, her daughter's graduating from nursing school in April, from Everest Nursing School.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, well, that's
Good.
motivating. That's motivating. That's awesome, Karen. All right. Well, with that, I think I better close up. Well, we got 6 minutes, but if anybody has a parting comment, we can. But
Well, I had a pastor give a talk to our all of our health providers the other day, and the pastor talked about spiritual fitness. Just like you take your body out and you go and you learn to eat right, and you go to cooking classes, and then you go to the gym and you may learn how to work out right and move your body right. He says there's also spiritual fitness.
mm-hmm.
If going to church, yeah, there are people there that are always not, maybe some not so pleasant things, but there's usually good things at churches or Bible studies or different, spiritual gatherings. And he says, you know what? When you go there, it may not be perfect, but are you helped? And do you find connection? And do you find relationships? And he says that's what we need to do to be spiritually fit. And if you need more joy, you got to practice being joyful. If you need more love, you got to share the love.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an experiential thing. And, because in the military, we have a lot of people who are feeling lost, and they have post-traumatic stress. And,
Oh, yeah.
And they tend to isolate themselves. So we just all need to reach out to someone else who maybe needs to feel forgiven, who needs to feel some joy,
Mm-hmm.
get some peace by maybe holding their hand and sitting with them and taking them for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate what, the person did, actually talking on the phone long distance and walk. What a wonderful way. You are intentionally spiritually uplifting that person.
Yeah.
And that's so wonderful. So we all have the opportunity. We don't need to be pastors to help someone get spiritually fit. We just need to think about it and do it.
Wonderful comment. Being physically healthy and spiritually healthy. And one thing that I was surprised to read today, it has to do with emotional health. Did you see that part in the challenge where it told us to look in the mirror and compliment ourselves?
Yeah.
It doesn't occur to me to compliment myself. I mean, I'm always encouraging somebody else. And I thought, whoa, now that's emotional fitness. And Carol's talking about spiritual fitness. And of course, we're all working on our physical fitness. So anyway, thank you so much. And mental fitness, okay. But anyway, I'm just thrilled to be a part of this. It has motivated me to go to phase 2 and finish the job because I had been maintaining for about 2 years. So I'm just really thankful to have this as a catalyst, and I'm thankful for my friends that joined me. So with that, thank you so much, Carol. That was a wonderful way to end our session tonight. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And actually, Carol, I wanted to get some input from you. You're the only Californian. Well, I mean, Karen Clemens is a Californian. Did this time slot help to be able to attend the Zoom?
I like it. Yeah, it's before. Well, you know, it depends on every Thursday, but this was good.
I think I'm going to try and do this. What it is, Kim, who lives on the East Coast, was in Chicago today. So I knew I didn't have to be concerned about how late it was in the East Coast, but I'll have a chat with Kim and see if, let's see, next week. Well, we will have a Zoom next week, and we'll probably have a celebration Zoom at the end. So good night, all. Thank you so much for coming.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Let's see. I want to end the